Okay. We are live. I see. Okay, hello everybody. Hopefully you can hear me clearly. I am Loopy FF7. I run Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, mostly booster categories. So that's what I'm going to show to you today. We are going to do 7, 8, and 9 back to back. I have my commentator with me, who is the lovely Janine.
Hi.
He's going to be commentating stuff when I'm too busy and focusing on the run. Ooh, special movie. Yeah, that's added time. We're not going to do that in a speed run, unfortunately. So the boosted 7 run still utilizes all the skips from the traditional no slots route. Of course, we have boosters, so we get to move fast. We also get to use the slots mechanic, which is good. We get to use turbo across the runs, which is good, so I get to take some breaks, which is nice. The 8 run still utilizes RNG tracking, so those of you that know Final Fantasy 8 run. And 9 is basically just go fast. So all 3 runs bring something different to the showcase here. Looking forward to showing them to you. Going to do my best not to mess this up. A little bit nervous, never done an event like this, but really thankful to Really Longathon for letting me show this off. So yeah, I guess without further ado, we should get into it. So I'll do a countdown from 5 if Flutter is ready. Check audio is good. Alrighty.
Cool.
Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Let's go fast. Sorry? No. Okay.
Okay, so obviously first we have the opening cutscene, which is just over 2 minutes. From the cutscene, we do a very quick menu and a very quick fight, and then we get straight into the first skip of the run, name skip or avalanche skip. This skip, we call it name skip because it avoids naming Cloud and Barrett at the beginning. It removes some dialogue, and it also takes out a small cutscene. It also puts Barrett in the party at level 1, which means we can do some more limits on the first boss, which sounds slower, but it impacts the strats later on, so it's quite useful to do, as well as saves time. The problem with name skip is it's very much a pixel perfect skip, and controllers love to double input. So I have mitigated not getting it. Obviously, if this were a real run, I would reset for not getting it, but no resets today.
That's going to be the hardest thing for you.
I love
reset king here.
Yeah.
He just loves the opening FMV for Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 8.
Yep.
It's going to be absolutely heartbroken that we can only see it the once today.
I will let you know when we get towards the end of 7. There'll be a small bit of time between 7 and 8 as well. I need to change the language because 8 runs faster in Japanese. So we will be running 8 in Japanese later. So you'll have a little bit of time between the 2.
Yep.
I will let you know.
Yep. And I will if he doesn't. ETB weight being the important thing here, utilising weight tricking.
Already we're subjected to RNG, so this fight can 2 attacks or 1 attack. 1 attack there, which is nice. Now we go into name skip.
Nice.
Like that. Music does glitch out on the HD console versions of FF7, so notice we've lost reactor music.
It'll come back in a bit.
But it does come back, yeah.
Absolutely. There is a section in Final Fantasy IX where you have 2 different tunes going on at the same time, which completely screws with my brain. I don't like it. So that's always fun. But yeah, boosters you can see on the left-hand side of the screen there. So we've got the colloquially named God Mode, which provides limit breaks and also heals at the end of a turn. What's interesting to note though is that if you die, if you take more damage than HP that you have, you will die. So it is still possible to die with the God Mode on. And then obviously we've got no encounters and then the super zoom 3 times speed. So you can see there the one of the side effects of doing that naming skip is that Cloud is still called ex-soldier, and when we get into dialogue where he's referred to, it goes down to ex-soldy because there wasn't enough characters to put ex-soldier in. We will be seeing a lot of ex-soldy.
Okay, and that is the reactor done.
I'm not sure if the boosters are in the Steam version of 7. I know they definitely are in the Steam version of FF8.
No, I don't think the Steam version doesn't have them. There's no PC boosters category for FF7. There is in 8 and 9. Smashing.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah. I've been doing all of my derusting on no turbo, and this trilogy run does actually permit turbo all the way through, but I'm just such in the habit of mashing.
In fact, we need turbo for one of the skips in Final Fantasy IX.
So coming up is one of the sections where it's great we have the speed booster, but FF7 decides at times that you're just not allowed to have it. This train being one of them, we're not allowed ×3 for the entire train section. I don't know why. There's a couple later on in the airship.
They like trains.
Howard.
They like trains. They want to give us the full immersive experience of being on the train.
Seven doesn't do edit level. So it's just God mode for instant limits and healing, no encounters, and triple speed. There are times in this run and in FF8 where we do actually want to get encounters. So. What do you mean by timers?
Oh, so the in Final Fantasy VII, the timers also go at 3 times speed. However, in Final Fantasy IX, for example, on Chocobo Hot and Cold, and when you've got 30 minutes to rescue Garnet in Alexandria, those still run to normal time. Final Fantasy VIII in the Fire Cave, that still runs to normal time as well.
So we've got the second skip of the run coming up. This is Jesse's skip. So Jesse here likes to tell you all about Midgar and shows you some screen. We are going to skip that.
That's slow. Okay, so we're effectively using a paralysis dodge there to...
I don't think I got that. I think I rushed it. I did rush it.
Ooh.
Whoops. Yep. Marathon nerves getting to me straight away.
So by clipping out 2 text boxes there, you would normally be frozen in place there when you're talking to Jesse, but because you talk to both Jesse and the guard at the same time, the game kind of has a little bit of a fit and it allows you to move, so then you go back to...
The skip would have put us here. But I messed it up. Which is okay, it's only about 10 seconds. Sadly, with this not being on ×3, it is the full 10 seconds to find us. But it's certainly not a run ender.
Yes, there's so many ports and stuff of all these games, especially Final Fantasy VII, but it is quite difficult to keep track of everything that each version has got, and we've got ports and ports of ports and then ports of ports of ports.
The HD version is supposed to be the PC port, but PC port has something we call wrong warp, which allows you to warp to the end of the game via the debug room. That doesn't work on HD console. So they are the same port, but they are slightly different.
How does Barrett reload his arm cannon? Oh gosh, that is a very interesting question. I mean, my favourite theory is that he's just got bullets running through his veins and then...
I've heard some crazy theories, that's a great one. Barrett's blood is just bullets.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, in the same way that your body kind of, you know, make sure that you have enough blood, then you just constantly have a supply of...
Leaper ends. So the 3 boosters you can see. The top one is God Mode, which makes you instant heal unless you take fatal damage. Also gives you instant limits and MP healing as well. Yeah, you can still die. There are still scary parts in this run where you can die. The second one down is no encounters. The random encounters are turned off. And the bottom one is obvious ×3 speed. It doesn't make the run free. Many people think, oh, with the boosters you can't die. You can.
You definitely can die. Nice
Skip
pause
the
there.
new materia tutorial because it's a 2-minute time loss.
At ×1.
Right. And our first shot.
Pick up the ores over there, and then he's going to sell potions and buy some grenades.
Very slowly, apparently.
Okay, and going into guard skip, which will skip the second reactor and falling off, meeting Aaron.
Again, another pixel perfect skip there, hence I turn ×3 off. And we're into Wall Market.
And then you'll notice, oh look, there's
Eric.
a crazy lady that's following us around, who's actually called Eric, because that's the way that the game was hard-coded in, even though when you name her in the normal game, it's Aeris.
There's always going to be an argument within the FF7 community of Aerith versus Aerith. It will always exist.
How does Clyde fit into that tiny dress with all those muscles? Oh, wow.
The muscles are a lie.
The tailor is just very, very talented, and there is a very unique material that is available in Midgar, which allows Cloud to get into the dress, and it's like massive, and then all of a sudden it just goes.
Alright, we've got the squats mini game. We do this on ×3. We do want to win or draw. It's a very small time loss if we lose. At this rate we will. Yep, we lost. It's about a 2-second time loss. You've got to be really accurate with the button pushes there.
So we're not actually aiming to get picked here by Don Corneo, because...
I must be say, AODC is the correct answer. That is correct, yeah.
And that's what happens when you skip leg day. Maybe Zell should take some notice of that.
These stairs are very much troll on ×3. It's generally better to walk. You can try and do it in one go. You'll also notice we didn't get picked. Hold on from AO here.
You haven't got.
Yeah, well, we won't be picked.
Yeah.
That's because we want the extra 2 fights to get some more limits off for the upcoming boss fight. It's also quicker to just fly through Wall Market, not doing the additional stuff to get picked. Fights don't take very long to.
Yeah. Yeah, the movement on ×3 is very challenging, to say the least.
Yeah, anyone who's run this category, once you've got all the skips and everything down, and slots manipulation later on, the one thing that loses the most time is movement by far in
Absolutely.
all 3 boosted games.
I think that was due to the translation not being the best.
Yeah, the FF7 translation was really badly done. Right, so this will be our last braver. Give us cross slash.
We will use that on a boss in very short order.
So the upcoming boss is Apps. Apps is susceptible to paralyze, and cross slash inflicts paralyze. You can effectively freeze the boss after one of its turns. We actually want it to do 1 turn because of the damage it does to itself. But no matter what happens, it will do that attack. It's a very slow animation. Yeah, 9 movement is definitely the hardest. As my name suggests, generally FF7 is the one that I play the most, but I've spent a lot of time working on 8 and 9 in the last year. Right, so apps. This is where we start using grenades a lot. Grenades are 3 damage at this point in the game.
Yeah, and see the boss now is frozen, so you just spam hitting it with grenades.
Good blade attack now, and 3 grenades instead. 2 minutes. Nice. I'm used to splitting places. Right, speaking of difficult movement, this is probably some of the hardest movement in the game.
Picking up that very important steel material. We will need that later. It's very interesting with the HD console ports. You can see the areas that they've touched up the graphics and what they haven't and just left in the background. It's quite prevalent in Final Fantasy VIII in the classroom at the start of the game, where the NPCs that you actually see moving are very, very crisp, and then the ones that are
And that movement is also quite tricky. There's a very specific point you have to be holding up and just add R1. And it's played many a run with this category on ×3. This is just throw grenades. Hopefully get 3 off. Right.
oh, and he's put Cloud in, so that is good because Cloud of the 3 current party members actually has the slowest grenade throwing animation. So ideally, we want Cloud to be in that pyramid so that we can get those grenades off just a little bit quicker.
Okay, so we are about halfway through Midgar now. So those of you that have played FF7 Remake, we've just completed half the remake in just under 20 minutes. You blink, you'll miss something.
I was literally just about to say, yeah, it's very much a blink and you'll miss it kind of thing.
It's quite a nice little break. They're quite a dialogue-heavy section now till we get to the Shinra building. Ah, I didn't know that.
Oh.
I should know that.
And that's the good thing about these games, there's always something new to learn.
Yeah, I've even the other day I was derusting FF7 ready for a really, really long-a-thon, and there's a submarine mini-game we have to do. And I've been playing this game for well over 20 years. And I've never known that you can change the camera view in that mini-game to a top-down view. And I must have accidentally done it. And I've never seen it before. I was like, what's going on? Hopefully we won't see that today. But again, simple things that I've been playing this game forever and I'm still learning things about it now. The FF7 community is constantly finding new things as well. New strats, new optimizations.
This game is so broken.
There are some key figures in the FF7 community that have done serious work to break this game, make it the speedrun that it is. Have a little bit of bad movement there. Fine. Yeah, it's very disorientating to do that game with a top-down view, given you're trying to determine depth. It just doesn't work. Why they made that an option, I'm not sure.
I struggle enough just with the normal view. is the most broken part of Vincent? Well, in the spirit of outlandish answers, I am going to say his hair. That was the other option that I was thinking of, Anthony, for sure.
See, I was just thinking about the game, so I was going to say mug glitch, but also Vincent's very easy to overflow on. So Vincent has two major breaks. The mug glitch basically skips the animation of the turn afterwards, so in the all bosses route and the 100% route, that is used to kill the weapons by spamming Knights of the Round and skipping its animation. Right, second shop here. This is going to buy enough grenades to last for as long as we need them. Got 51 grenades there. Yep, I hate the screen for movement. Have done.
And his hair is broken because it doesn't give him any superpowers.
Right, do not forget the batteries. Every runner has done it.
We need those batteries.
Sadly, I've done it more than once.
So much to remember in these games though, so...
And coming up we have the pipe jump, which, again, we don't turn ×3 off to do this. They do it with a visual cue, so generally on normal speed you can do it when you hear the squeak. Doesn't quite line up as well on boosters.
Nice and
Easy peasy. I did that on emulator once at ×100 speed just for fun, just to see if I could do it. Took a few attempts. Alright, so Shinra building. Two routes. No slots nowadays will always go through the front door and take the elevator, because we can manipulate the elevator and the encounters that we get. The problem with that is, A, it's fights that we get, and secondly, it's another one of those places where it turns ×3 off for its entirety. So it always works out quicker, even if we could do elevator manip to take the stairs. Which no slots used to do a long time ago when I first learnt no slots. It was a thing, but not anymore.
And here is us not skipping leg day. Running up 59 flights of stairs.
Never actually counted. I don't think it is 59. I think it's more.
One of the things that I quite liked in the remake was, like, you could be going full on run and actually Cloud would get tired.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's realistic of life, you know, like, I'm certainly not going to be running up 59 flights of stairs at full pelt the entire time. You know, you're going to need to slow down, and then you get another second wind, third wind, fourth wind, fifth wind, 12th wind in my case.
I just have a nap on the stairs. That's what I would do. Speedrun games, not stairs. Okay. Right, this fight we actually do employ some weight tricking like we would in no slots. Only for that very first section, so it doesn't really count. But it does mean we don't get attacked if done properly. As we just saw. Right, this is coming up to one of the scariest parts of the run for me. It won't kill the run, but we have to get past these guards up here. I used to do this on ×1 speed. I since decided that's not the way to do it. So we're going to do it on ×3. Hopefully not mess it up.
Well, I don't see after this. Lemon.
Oh, right at the last second. That is a huge time loss.
So because the grenade count is quite tightly rooted, and Luke is destroying limits, which is unfortunately slower. But
Yeah,
we need
it's a
to make
big
sure.
time loss to get caught there. Which hasn't happened in a long time, especially on that position.
Yeah,
But-
I thought you were through there.
Oh, I
Oh.
completely mistimed it. Okay, this is pretty typical of what I'd expect me to do in a marathon setting. I promise you we won't pity skip.
So the pity skip that we've just referred to is a name that I gave this section of the game where I'm absolutely terrible at this mini game. If you fail it 5 times, then the game takes pity on you and just gets rid of the guard so that you can proceed. It happens to me almost every time. I'm very, very bad at this mini game, even on ×1.
And we're through.
Great.
Third time lucky, eh?
Do I think Sephiroth killed the Midgard Zolom because it made him feel inadequate? I think that Sephiroth saw a giant snake, went, oh, I'm scared of snakes, and I don't understand it. So, because I have a penchant for skewers, I'm just going to skewer it. And then he ate part of the tail.
I heard Zolom Tail's quite nice actually.
Yeah.
Goes well in soup.
Hmm. So on the previous level there, Luca checked the bookshelf in the library, and by seeing what book is on that bookshelf, it tells us what the password is for male dominant, so that we can get the elemental materia that we don't actually use.
No, we don't. We used to.
We used to, yeah, on Shiza.
No. On Diamond Weapon, not Diamond Weapon, Ultimate Weapon.
Yes.
Because Ultimate Weapon's attack is unknown element. Called.
Mm.
It's an additional secret element in FF7. And if you link something like HP plus to Elemental, you gain Elemental resistance to it. Oh, the speed definitely makes it harder on certain things, yeah. So those guards, I kind of knew I would get caught in this scenario. It's taken a lot of practice to be able to do those guards. And as you saw, I can still mess it up. Twice in a row, that's a new one on me. But mainly because I'd reset if I got caught. So I don't get a chance to get caught twice.
Yeah.
Right, still plenty of time to save.
Absolutely. I mean, the world record for Final Fantasy VII boosters around the 255 mark, and 252 for
253 for Turbo.
Turbo. So, allowing 3 hours for the Final Fantasy VII section is generous. Cool.
Although my splits don't look very friendly at the moment. So this boss is another boss that is susceptible to paralyze. But hopefully what we're going to be able to do is paralyse it before it gets a turn. Depends on our ATV, so RNG determines how fast this fight is. So we get everyone's favourite lab rat cat dog thing.
Lab rat cat dog! Reach!
Hopefully clouds first, yep. That prevents the boss from using a move called Shady Breath, which is very slow. And then we just spam with grenades. Yeah.
And quite tricky inputs there to target the sample in the back row. Instead of hitting those little minions in the front.
Yeah, with that passcode, it's generally it's done with IGT. So the no slots routes will use IGT. We'll check the menu before entering that screen, and the 4 possibilities. Basically, the IGT in seconds divided by 4, whatever the remainder is, will tell you what the code is. But on boosters, it's I don't do it.
With the boosters as well, you've got to consider the amount of time that it's going to take you to do something versus the amount of time that it would save against doing something else. So there are a number of things that actually it's not necessarily quicker to do.
I think the IGTs probably would be quicker, but it's a very small difference. I've just never come around to memorise them. I probably should. I'm lazy sometimes. Right, prison break. Let's go.
So, talking of skewering things,
Preston Chinner is having a pretty bad day.
he's decided to offer himself up on a platter.
Except for I've turned him into yakitori. Now we have Rufus, who I fondly refer to as Dead Sheeran.
I love Rufus's coat in the remake. I still want one. Erin's worried about her boyfriend.
That's what I've done on that screen. Turn order is important. Yes.
So effectively, what we're trying to do here is to essentially skip a turn from one of the bosses, and there is potential to save grenades by using Barrett's and Red's limit breaks here.
But the idea is we're going to use a Barrett limit, and then when Red's limit's still in action, you see Barrett didn't get a limit break there, so I can let off an attack. That puts him just over the threshold by one grenade when he spins, which saves one of his turns and of course saves a couple of grenades. That didn't actually work. There's some underrolls there. That's fine. RNG being RNG. Talking of RNG, this fight. Grenade range on the dog is 138 to 147. The dog has 140 health. We did 146. Nice. You can get trolled there with a 138 or 139 grenade. The dog doesn't die.
If you don't realise, then yeah, the dog can hit you with thunder, and that's quite simple.
It's a big time loss, yeah. It's a curse that every runner in any category of FF7 has experienced. Now we have the bike minigame. After a cool cutscene. I have to say, this cutscene in the remake was awesome. I won't spoil it for those that haven't seen it, but there's like a shin regard in where the window cloud's about to drive through. And like he throws his sword at the window and the guy like wets himself and the cloud busts through the window, and it is like 420% badassery by Cloud. The sad thing with this minigame, there is a manipulation we do in no slots, where the red bikes will always move away from Cloud slashes, so we aim to get 3 red bikes, and then we just slash continuously, and they will never get needed. Now we have God mode, so we can take damage, and it's all going to be revived, re-healed at the beginning of this boss fight, but we don't actually need to do anything.
This is a lovely break.
But for the sake of demonstration, we'll try. We don't need to do this at all. See, the red bike is backing off there. They also have very low health, so they die very quickly. Like that. At this point, I just give up.
That was a 3 for that.
But you got the idea that the bike was backing away. If you end up with 3 red bikes, you can not take any damage. But we're going to get healed anyway.
One of the things
Triple Triad. We have some Triple Triad coming up later, Maya.
One of the things I didn't notice until not too long ago is the little pictures there. Their eyes blink. And ever since someone told me that, it freaks me out.
Okay, this fight, again, is very specific. There's a specific turn order we want. And we're counting bolts. So basically we need to do bolt and then 2 nades. On Cloud's 5th bolt, we wait for Cloud's ATB to refill. We do another bolt and then 2 nades to finish the bolt. I'm not counting.
2, that's 3.
Talking about it and not counting, it's a really, really good way to mess this fight up.
Effectively what we're trying to do by using that strat is to avoid a second wind burner, which is slow, is the main consideration for boosters, but in no slots, obviously that's quite a large degree of damage.
According to my splits, that's a 40-43 motorball, which is about 2 minutes behind where I'd normally be. So, thank you to the Shin Regards for catching me twice.
Whee!
Right, Barrett skip. This skips party selection, and that was the best example of it I could give. So we ditch the text boxes out, we skip the party selection, and we can just leave straight away and skip some dialogue. That on ×3, done like that, is quite rare.
The free heal that we get from the party select isn't of any consequence in boosters because as soon as you go into a fight, you're healed anyway.
Right, so we're now going to demonstrate the newest skip, which was discovered last year, or a bit earlier, which is Calm Skip. To do that, we need to catch a chocobo. And we're going to do some specific movement. Basically, it's going to allow us to run through a mountain. We're going to not get caught by the snake. I am going to save because there is a soft lock risk here. Don't want to be soft locked.
So Cloud's name is still ex-soldier, because we did a skip right at the start of the game where we basically skipped the bit where Cloud gets named and Barrett gets named.
Yeah, we'll just casually run through a mountain. We don't need to go to Calm anymore.
Where's Calm?
Yeah, where is Calm? It's DLC.
That's definitely DLC. Square Enix trying to get more money out of us. So this is the last grenade shot. We use those for Genova. And then from there on, we use alternative methods of death.
That was a pretty good calm skip here. We still use a similar strat to no slots, so we want to poison. It doesn't do as much because of basically weight. Ouch.
Nice crit.
Okay, this is pretty bad RNG. Okay, good. Just in time.
Ooh. Yeah, that was good.
Now we just spam grenades.
So again, we're not particularly bothered about the fact that Clyde is the one in the bubble, except for the fact that he was the one doing the bio. So luckily the
And
bio...
that is a gold split, putting me on PB pace.
Nice!
For this triple category. Against FF7 alone, I am very far behind here. So here we need to do 41 breaths. That's 10. That's it. We do 9 4 times and then we do 5.
Part 2 of the remake will be entirely the calm flashback.
Oh god. No, they should make it like the speedrun, and Calm Flashback should be DLC only. Nobody needs to start the game with 6 hours of Calm. Us speedrunners will be completely losing it if that happens. Like, what is this place? I should say, there is a category in FF7 called No Major Skips where you do still have to go to Calm. So a lot of the skips I've done already, like the guard skip to skip the second reactor, and calm skip that we just did, they are banned in No Major Skips. Whoa.
That was close.
You can soft block if you go about 2 fractions further to the left there.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a soft block. And we're there. Let's go say hi to Mr. Dolphin. So interestingly, calm skip, because we don't do the calm flashback, we don't receive the party selection PHS advice when we calm. So up to this point, we can't actually change the party members at all. Now, with this Mr. Dolphin bit, Barrett says, give me the PHS to hold on to. So after this section, we now magically have a PHS that we've never owned before. So now we can change party members.
Very useful.
Very useful.
So, yeah, tune on. Again, this is another section we don't turn time 3 off, even when we are marching for guards, and we still want 5,000 gil. This is another one of those things that doing it on times 3, it isn't just for swag. And definitely took me a long time to practice. Yeah, my stream here is fine. Good afternoon to you.
Well, hello, Mr. Cushion. Thank you for making an appearance. At least it did it during an F&B.
Twitch being Twitch.
Yeah,
There's a surprise.
yeah. I did notice that there was a flash.
Yeah, I saw it a few times. Stuck. Saw it a few times during Tinkario's run as well, which was phenomenal, by the way. Watching some of those racing lines, absolutely
God.
crazy.
I'm terrible at that sort of game.
Okay, marching too. Oh, 49. Okay, 6 ethers is fine, it's the minimum we want. Less than that is bad. We need 50% or higher to get the 5,000 gil there, so that was very close. I actually let go of left, so it's kind of my fault.
Do I think they moved the sister ray to compensate for something?
Yes.
Absolutely. I wouldn't endorse stamping things on your sister ray. You know, engraving it seems a little bit excessive, but you know.
Okay, so this section is teaching us how to dance for Rufus, which is Rufus's send-off. We don't need any of the items that we get from it. So in no slots you would get the Force Stealer from this mini game. Because it does extra damage on Genova, which we use limits for. In this category, we're only throwing grenades at Genova. It's the last fight where we use grenades. So we don't need any of the items. Trying to do the dancing on ×3 is very difficult.
So we just have a break.
Yeah, we just leave it and score nothing.
I mean, it does make you wonder though why Finra has got such a problem with Costa del Sol, because that's where they're pointing at them.
Yep.
Let's blow up Paradise. Yes. Look at that face. He is absolutely molten. Massive cannons, yes. We love massive cannons.
I mean, Sapphire weapons seem to take an interest in it.
Mm.
Those of you that don't know, you will see that later on. It's quite amusing.
The bigger it is, the harder it falls.
And we are leaving.
Yeah, we completely just like stood there and let him mould because we're just not interested in pleasing him at all. I couldn't care less about your satisfaction, Mr. Shinran.
It's pretty hard standing on 2 feet. Oh.
I just love the way that Red's little tail comes out and he's like doddering along like that.
Yeah, not suspicious in the slightest with that huge tail sticking out.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, he must be a Shinra.
Listen, alright, Dave's got some issues, okay? We just don't talk about it. Okay? So we're not trying to get a preemptive Genova like you would.
It can happen. I've had it a few times.
We're not trying for
But
it.
we're not trying that. There's no step through here to manipulate. And a stop opener is the worst RNG. Especially when it lands. Here I literally do nothing. Just turbo through grenades until it's dead.
At least it's on Aerith, who Aerith's grenade throw is sword and clouds, so. Do I think Sephiroth was a case study for mother issues? Absolutely. Mummy issues, daddy issues, skewer issues.
Blow the planet up in case everything issues. Or at least one of the stops missed. Getting the double stop is very unlikely, especially when she opens.
Yeah.
The good thing is she goes AFK when she uses stop. So.
Sephiroth has got so many issues, he can open up a library in his own right. Whether you'd want to peruse that library is something else. I personally wouldn't recommend it. So we didn't pick up Ifrit there because we don't need it.
No. We'll see Ifrit later. In about 2 hours, 15 minutes time.
Yes, we do see what happens when Sephiroth reads. Right, for
Well, we don't, because we didn't go to Calm.
For those who don't know, boing, there's a little guy at the back there in the red suit who got blown away by the
Misty
helicopter.
Yeet. Yeah, I never knew that until someone pointed it out to me. Yeah, the red Shinra manager there just gets completely blasted by the helicopter.
Poor guy.
Sure, there's a health and safety at work lawsuit there, but
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Interesting.
so I'm going to do something very random here, which seems to make no sense. Bonk that mountain, heading downwards. That is for a setup for a very big skip a little bit later on. Come back to you later. Right, we have the affectionately named Loopy Skip here, which is falling down the tracks. It's a turn time 3 off, and not today. I have a reputation of falling down that almost every time. I can mash, I can turbo, I can do what I want, and the game just says, nah, 20-second time loss, off you go. Nice not to have that happen today.
The annoying thing is, though, is that when he does it, he doesn't even pick up the item. Star pendant.
Why would I want to pick up items?
It's pretty.
So, the shop here is a source of contention with other runners in this category, the way I do things, so I'm just going to do it and not talk about it. I buy a lot of tranks. The running joke is 69 tranks. It's not quite that many. But effectively what I'm trying to do, my 5 Molotovs, and then I want my guild to be on 3,000. In this case, 43. 3,000, 3,100. This just helps guild routing for a part much later in the game. There's now only one place where guild can be variable, later on disc 2. So I like to reset the guild there. I can sort of know where I'm at then. There's a big shop on disc 2, but it's important to be on a specific guild value. And more on that when we get there.
It's
a good hour away, yeah.
If only there was a way of skipping that. I know. The other area
Don't
that
go on.
people want to skip is the live stream.
Yes.
We will talk about a little bit.
Live stream
later.
skip is the dream. Calm skip was the dream. Then we got calm skip, so we decided, no, we want more. Now give us live stream skip. It doesn't seem like it will ever happen. But then calm skip was a meme for years until it happened. So you never know. Never say never.
You're greedy. We want more. Always more.
Eventually, even the PSX run will be like the PC run, where you complete Midgar and you walk to Sephiroth and just skip the game. Final Fantasy any percent. New game. Kill Sephiroth.
Yeah.
That takes out the fun. I'm actually happy with the balance of skips in this game to the amount of gameplay now. Skips are still technical. Like, there's many pixel perfect skips and things like that in here. But understanding how they work, why they work, is
Skips
nice.
get
But then the actual gameplay that we have in FF7 still is good fun. This game will always be my favourite. My name gives it away.
The skips absolutely terrify me.
Let's go.
Absolutely terrify me, which is one of the main reasons why I don't currently run Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that in the intro. Yeah, Janine being here is predominantly an FF8 runner. She has done runs in this category and has done FF9 boosted too. Right, this guy is the most important person in the run.
Yeah!
So, Pixit's second limit break slots has the ability to instant kill anything, including Sephiroth, including weapons, anything. You know how to manipulate it, you can use it on everything. So that's exactly what we're going to do.
Big minion.
The snowboarding game. The snowboarding game is fun in ×3 because we do it on ×3. It works out quicker, even if you bonk off of everything and hit every tree, it's still faster to do the whole thing on ×3, which Janini absolutely enjoys.
I love ×3 snowboarding. It's so much fun. Until I'm going to be on that end of the controller, and then I'm going to absolutely hate it. And
Yeah.
Loopy here is going to troll me
Oh yes.
seriously hard, as I have trolled him so hard over the years.
Yep. But it is good fun. It's amusing to watch,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Watching it is just brings me so much joy. But just one thing to point out in that previous menu was Loopy gave Kate the tranquilizer, which will reduce the damage that is dealt to Kate Sith by 20%. I believe.
Now you're testing me. I did know. I think it's more than that.
In the normal no slots, it also reduces the amount that an attack puts on your limit break gauge. I had to think about saying that for a second. But since we've got the God mode, that's really not a consideration. So the main reason for that is the reduced damage.
Yeah, there is a fight coming up shortly-ish, where you will see if we take fatal damage in one hit, characters die. If we don't trank Kate, that would include Kate as well, and that would mean all three characters die, and that's a game over.
That is a
We can't be doing that here.
no. So, not stopping for laser because we're not interested in that. Boosters.
Like a formation route, it would be.
That's another one of these.
It's too much time to
Good.
set up
Yeah.
the time that you can.
Yeah, so there was some additional testing done on preemptive apps as well, which again was break even. So for the setup and the fact of doing it, just
You see I'm throwing Molotovs now because they do a lot more damage. Dyne takes 4, that's 4. He can final attack there, which is quite a big time loss. Thankfully he didn't.
No.
So RNG is on our side. I haven't played it, so I can't answer that question.
I have it downstairs. I haven't played it yet. I've got a rather large backlog. Really should stop buying games, but I mean, let's face it. Who can stop buying games? Games are fun.
Okay. So those of you not familiar with the booster category but have watched FF7 or played FF7, the Chocobo racing, brace yourself for a Chocobo that does 200 miles an hour. It's 320 kilometers an hour for you EU folk.
My favourite parts of the run is the Chocobo racing. They're not interested in picking up Ramu, however anybody wants to say it.
And notice I just turned encounters on, so after Chocobo Racing we are going to be doing some encounters to get Exis Limit Break. And touching the analog sticks and adjust your camera, which will be a problem for the skip coming up as well. So I do it here just for safety.
Zoom!
Yep, here is your crazy zoomy Chocobo.
Another
Very, very fast Chocobo Racing.
Do I think chocobos make so much noise because their feathers tickle them non-stop? That is so cute! I like that, Lemon.
Right, so here is the most RNG heavy part of the run. We need a fight with a harpy, which isn't these guys.
Nice.
And then we need 2 fights with these guys. But as you can see, if you get them in the wrong order, that fight took a long time to get away from.
We did steal a TS bomb now for later.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's on my list. I've mentioned it to the FF7 community that we can IGT manipulate these battles. It is something on my list. Right, so you see, Cal and Tifa both died there. If I hadn't tranked Kate, Kate would have also died. So we now have Aqua Lung. We're going to use that a lot.
Yes.
Does really good damage. So now we've had the harpy fight. Now we want the fight with the flatbeaks, the bird things.
We don't need you anymore.
This is where RNG really does affect the run. This can make or break PBs very quickly.
There we go. And the second one.
We want 3, ideally.
Okay, one more chance. So we are doing all of the kills with Kate's here. That is because in order to get Kate's limit break slots, Kate needs to kill 40 opponents. So we are effectively...
Oh my god. This is probably the worst RNG I've had.
Yeah.
Apart from one of my D-Rusts was similar to this, but this is really bad RNG. I wouldn't expect any less.
Oh, what's that? You're running in a marathon? Of course.
But
Great.
we have 3 TS bombs, which will save us time much later on.
So, in order to avoid accidentally going in a diagonal...
Cloud, this is not a festival. Please do not spend your time in a tent.
Loopy got out of the buggy there. Because we have encounters turned off, it doesn't really matter. So this is just a case
one
of...
thing I mentioned with the buggy there, you would have seen I was only doing right and left movement to get the encounters. The skip we're about to do relies on you being in a specific starting position and then only moving in cardinal directions, so up, down, left and right. That is very important, so I try to maintain that just by moving right and left. To get the 40 kills here, we have to do 7 fights, as well as the 3 we did on the world map. Number 5, let's do more after this.
So because of the no encounters, the formations are
Yeah.
recognisable, yeah.
Perfect, because we don't have any random encounters before this point, apart from the world map. These formations are the same every single time, including the preemptive on 5-6. But that is all said and done. 8 now has slots, which will be the main standard for the rest of the run.
Yes, remember to set slots because,
Yeah.
you know, if you...
Materia keep us a little scary with that.
Yes.
He won't kill you because of boosters, but your fight will take a long time. Okay, alright. So, CC skip, like I said, cardinal directions only from a specific starting point. I turn ×3 off to get this because it is pixel perfect. Okay, that is the start point. But now we can only move up, down, left and right, and we cannot bonk on anything. The skip fails. Definitely do not accidentally touch a diagonal.
Effectively, what we're going to be trying to do is to use very specific movement to pass over the trigger line that breaks the buggy down. So Libby's just going to do a safety save here.
Now, double inputs are very problematic here because this is pixel perfect. And we're
Nice.
good. Buggy doesn't break down, we're not going to Cosmo Canyon.
So yeah, that's 20 minutes in normal time, so probably like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, about 10 minutes time save.
Here we are already on McNibble. And we never learn what Red 13's real name is.
Sadly not. We will go to Cosmo Canyon later though.
So normally
We skipped. Yeah. And I need to do slots.
Yeah. So normally what that little village that was in the mountains there, you try and drive past it and the buggy that you're in breaks down and you cannot proceed on foot because there's a river there. So normally what you would have to do is go into Cosmo Canyon and then you find out about Red 13's heritage and about his father and insert more story here. You see a lovely little observatory with the planets and you meet a floating guy who talks about the planet, and it's the birthplace of Avalanche, which is the terrorist organisation that we're a part of at the start. So yeah, that's about 10 to 15 minutes in boosters. So yeah, we skip all of that because our buggy never breaks down and we just zoom off ahead.
It is a very specific pixel perfect movement. Most people save there even on normal PB attempts until you're kind of pushing for top 3 or world record. It's one you should always save for if you learn this run. Double inputs are annoying and they will break the buggy down, and then you're going to Cosmo Canyon.
Which is slow.
Yeah.
We're trying to do things fast.
So for the sake of saving there, even if you have to retry it, if you're learning this run or you're sort of only a few runs into it, always save there. It's only recently in this category that I take the risk of not saving, because it's about 20 seconds, 15, 20 seconds time save to not save. But if your buggy breaks down, your run's dead.
So someone was asking earlier about the counters. You'll see that the 30 seconds
Yeah.
here
Times
is mega zoomy.
3. It's times 3. I just had a quick look across at my splits, and on Materia Keeper, we're actually 1 minute 30 almost ahead of PB.
You missed a trick there, Dre. Jam over.
Jam over. Completely forgot to fuel the rocket. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is quite possible.
Yeah.
You should have just used Kira as fuel. Or maybe Sid. Here's an example of how not to treat women in your life. I talk to I'm turboing. Why am I talking to Palmer? Didn't realise I'd left turbo on. Here is the worst one for that. I've done it before. Like, constantly telling you about Palmer's going to take the Tony Bronco. So this guy, we will use slots. Like that. And then we will summon the power of a truck. So, quite a well-known Final Fantasy VII speedrunner, Dummy Bear, in his splits, names this split Truck Summon. Because that's exactly what we just did.
You summoned a truck. Run in Palmer. So just while we're doing this cutscene, we'll talk a little bit about slots. So, as you saw, Kate's limit break there, you get 3 reels. Now, the first attempt in every fight, the reels start off in the exact same location. So by using a very specific timing and rhythm, you can actually predict and land those slots reliably each time so that you get the 3 Kates of Faces, which brings about the game over, which summons Grim Reaper, I guess, and just KOs everything. So that is a multi-target effect as well. So if there's multiple enemies, then it will kill all of them. It's not a single target. There is what's colloquially named an evil flag, where the game doesn't actually want you to be able to land slots reliably. So unless your in-game time is on a very specific...
Visible by 128.
Thank you. Then it will automatically roll that 3rd slot over onto the next one so that you don't get 3 faces. And then you get Toy Box. So by doing a second double tap at the end there, we are able to mitigate that evil flag and reliably land slots.
Yeah. It is a very, very specific timing. I wouldn't want to know what the leeway is in terms of frames, but not much. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of repetition, and just building up that muscle memory. Funnily enough though, I've tried to do it blindfolded or not looking, and it's not just a muscle memory thing. There is a visual element to it. I couldn't tell you what, but all I know is that my success is much better when I can see it.
I can do it blindfolded.
Yeah, Janine can do it blindfolded.
Don't run this game, but just like this. Right, I have another question. Do I think Palmer was kicked out of his Sakai?
You probably know what Isekai is, but don't. Someone that speaks Japanese.
I'm not sure, because I don't know what that is, so...
Right, here is an extended break for me.
So someone gets hit by a truck and sent to be a hero in another world. Ah, okay. Yes.
I'll be back.
I don't think that Palmer could be a hero anywhere. He has far too much appreciation for lard in his tea, which disturbs me. As a tea drinker, as a British tea drinker, lard in tea? No. I'm sorry, I cannot accept that. So I am not actually touching anything. I am just letting the turbo do the thing. So the turbo will do non-optimal inputs here in this play, but hey, sometimes you just need a break, don't you?
Nicely held to prove you're not doing anything.
Yep.
Yeah. Advantage of turbo. I didn't want to put it on the floor and kick it. It's not my control. Lard tea and lard on toast. You did touch the controller. Hey, it's all automatic. We have a wired controller here, so I can't take it with me, otherwise I would have done.
No, you wouldn't have done.
Yeah, that's a nice turbo brake. Yeah. So we're not actually going to chase Kate, we're going to go straight to the Chocobo Square because he's actually hiding here. And that saves us all of the running around Gold Store stuff.
And let's face it, why wouldn't we want to visit the Chocobos? Because Chocobos are cute.
Find out that Kate Sith is all like, ha ha ha, watashi wa supai desu. I am a spy. Like, okay then. Fine. We're stuck with you anyway. Another one of those points where it's very important to tranquilize Kate because the boss is coming up shortly. Will kill you if they want to. Lard on toast is not British cuisine. We do not eat lard on toast. I've never met anyone that lard on toast. It sounds vile.
Yes, yes it does.
Okay, short journey to Temple of the Ancients.
Eric massaging the floor there.
Someone having a bad day.
He's fine, he just needs a little rest. And a cup of tea. No lard.
Now you're quintessentially British. You had your crisis. You've had your stomach sliced open by a guy with a 6-foot sword. Best have a cup of tea.
Well, yeah, a cup of tea solves everything.
So, pro tip for anyone who doesn't like this screen, who's played this game, tilt your head 45 degrees to the right, and everything becomes cardinal directions. Why I now look like an idiot.
No, we're just confused, like a dog. You know, like when a dog like tilts its head because you've done something stupid.
Boulders. I need to focus.
Yep. Okay, so these rocks here look to a crisp that we have here in the UK.
I messed it up. Oh my god, come on.
This is RNG.
No, it's not. I messed it up.
The initial thing is RNG.
No. Well, the initial thing is RNG, but it's a 1 in 100 chance of bad RNG. I completely messed that up. That was entirely my fault. I ran too much on the very last one. No, there is actually an RNG pattern there, but generally it's fine. But I messed up. Yeah, I've messed up quite a few things so far. Marathons wouldn't be marathons if they were perfect runs all the time, would they?
I mean, that's why you're tuning in, right? Not to see him do well, it's to see what you can screw up.
Could always restart. Don't think so.
That might put us a tad overestimate.
Yeah.
So we are not interested in getting the ribbon or the princess card here. We're just going to go straight for it. So this is, again, set the same every time, so we can just jump down and go into that third entrance there. And we will always find the wizard, whatever he's supposed to be.
Ancient spirit. I think he's an ancient spirit.
I think he's happy.
So, boss coming up is Red Dragon. Red Dragon's not a problem. He can kill Kate, which is why we used a drink. If he gets a turn first and kills Kate, that is very bad for us. But that shouldn't happen when he's tranked. Unless Red Dragon crits, it's possible we will have a very slow fight if that happens. I think that's happened to me once, and I've done nearly 500 attempts of this run. More than, actually. Nearly 800 attempts of this run. So, very unlikely to happen. The boss after, well, that's a different matter altogether.
There we go.
Didn't even get a turn.
Easy peasy. Dragon Rip. And there's our dragon tail from our conversation earlier about tails in suits.
Oh, okay, that. Go through then. Technically, the third option there is quicker. I think it's 2 text boxes difference, which on ×3 really isn't a big deal.
So Kate Sith was stood right next to us, but overheard our conversation about, you know, how we need to...
Right, this guy is probably the most, second hated boss in FF7. This probably killed more runs for no slots runners than anything else. Fortunately,
Oh, nice grip.
he's not going to get to attack us. But even with folders.
Nice. That was a beautiful crit on Cloud, though.
That was. You see, that fight is a problem in no slots because Demon's Gate hits hard, very hard. He crits a lot. It's a big problem. So being able to one-shot Demon's Gate like that is one of these moments where I'm like, I love this category. Having lost runs in no slots.
Yeah,
He would
absolutely.
have died, yeah.
Absolutely.
And again, that's happened to me as well.
Yeah.
And we don't have Phoenix Downs. Yeah.
So within this route, any dead characters will get resurrected at the start of a fight on 1 HP, and then the God Mode booster will replenish their HP and MP. But because we can't do that in a fight, because we don't have any Phoenix Downs, if a character dies within a fight and we need them for that fight, then yeah, there's really nothing we can do about it, apart from buy Phoenix Downs, I guess.
We will buy Phoenix Downs towards the end of the run. Zoomy little cloud.
Here we go. So Kate Sith number 1 was squashed by the temple to obtain the black materia. Kate Sith number 2 has come up. My fan favourite theory is that there are warehouses all over the planet with little Kate Sith machines in, because how else would we got a second Kate Sith that quickly if they were only in Midgar.
Yep, they were prepared.
Yeah, so they've got little warehouses.
I don't actually know how long it took him to solve all the puzzles, though. That could have taken him several hours.
That's true, but you know, that's less fun than my warehouse theory.
Yeah.
As Kate said, Mama meets a Kate said, Papa.
Well,
I wonder what the gestation period on a Kate said robot is.
gonna leave that conversation there.
Yep.
Get our MVP back in the party. Now we have a very long, tiny Bronco trip. Go to Bone Village.
Kate Sith is absolutely a gacha game machine. Absolutely sure.
And get your Do it. Luna Harp is always in the same location, so easy section.
So in the traditional no slots, this would be one of the areas that you enter Bone Village on a specific in-game time to set the list value, I believe it is. It could be the stone. I'm not entirely. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not
how it
on
all-
the technicals of that skip, of that manipulation.
Hmm.
I have inquired about doing it. Right. Saving here and doing the skip actually means we don't save any time. But I'd like to do this or try the skip, and there is quite a high soft block risk here, so just a quick safety save. We might not get the skip anyway. Nope. Just one place off. Okay.
So what Luca was trying to do there was interact with the box on the ground floor and the bed on the first floor at the same time. And then that again glitches out the game so that you can continue to
Powered ladder.
do things in the background whilst you're resting.
So the menu I did there where I put the watering on Kate, we can do that during the sleep animation effectively.
The side effect of that skip is that you must grab the ladder before Tifa and Kate Sith appear to the right hand side of you, because once they appear, that's where the soft lock occurs. So you need to make sure that you are on the ladder before that happens.
Right, and if you've never seen Final Fantasy VII before, now is your time to avoid a spoiler. If this is a spoiler for you, I don't know where you've been for the last 20 years. Oh, I should have ran there. Probably the most famous scene in video game history.
You might be American, Lemon, but I'm British, so it's ground floor and first floor.
But it's first floor and second floor everywhere else in the world. I hate to say it, but we're the ones that have it wrong.
Excuse me. I'm here.
I know you're here, I can see that.
So, therefore, that's what
Runner
it
and
is here.
commentator banter going on about who's British. Oh, and I suppose now's an inappropriate moment to say Keck W.
You would.
You would. So, there is a brand of toothpaste that has 3 stripes. I won't refer to it by name because other toothpastes are available. But that brand of toothpaste with a red, white, and blue stripe is known. Well, the Aqualung move that we learned earlier. So Aqua something is known as that. It's not. It's Aqua something.
Not sure whether they have it.
Yeah, I think it is
It
also
is.
called the rest. But We refer to it as Aqua Air. On HD console, almost always starts with it.
This time it
This time it
didn't.
doesn't. Yes! It's good, it's time saved.
That is time save.
Even though we lost time because of
Shenanigans.
shenanigans and failing the oh, that's good. Okay, so that is the end of disc 1 for Final Fantasy VII. For the trilogy category, I do have my splits here. We are still on PV pace. Current pace is 8:47, very much underestimated. But there's still a lot of things that could go wrong. Yes, that one.
Yes. But I believe there should be a statute of limitations on spoilers. I mean, you know, this game, 25 years old.
Big question is,
Where have you been?
remake. Question on everyone's minds. What will happen in the remake? Will we see that scene? Or have we changed destiny? Disc 2. Disc 2 starts fairly comfortably. Nothing too worrying here. Nothing going the wrong way.
I think that Meteor will just destroy the planet and it won't matter anyway.
An interesting theory. We die in the third game because Remake Part 2 won't get to this far because they're actually going to make it like 9 parts. That's my theory. They're like, yeah, we can't do it in 3 parts anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so we still need to take the map.
Without the map, you can't leave this area.
So, you know, our maybe girlfriend's just died, and we are absolutely distraught. So let's go snowboarding, right? Because that is the logical thing to do when you're grieving.
So, on that note, let's steal a child's snowboard. Well, he does often to give it to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't check with his parents or anything.
If I was that kid's mum, I would be absolutely livid.
And now we bonk lots.
Let's go! Oh, yes! Oh!
So it is faster, even if you bonk and do this lots, it's still faster to do the whole thing on ×3. I have tried and timed it multiple times. I do turn it off for one section.
Mm. You can see the timer going nuts there. Oh!
Here I line up through the trees because doing this on ×3 without lining up will lose time.
No tree bonk. I love the animation of Cloud falling over when he bonks into a tree.
Oh, that was really bad, 2 corners. First junction we have to go right, second junction we go left. I have bonked and messed it up there. Does happen. It's pretty hard to control, ×3.
I struggle enough on ×1 to be fair. Yeah, I really hate this mini game. So, those people that are familiar with no slots will be aware of going to go and get the added cut materia. Well, since we don't actually attack or death blow anything, well, we don't even have death blow.
Nope, we don't even pick up death blow in this route.
So, you know, we're not really interested in added cut. So,
We take the quicker option.
We go a slightly different route here. Because we don't need it. The live stream will be the final antagonist. Oh, that's an interesting one.
Split Shizu.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we'll play this one safe.
your body temperature goes below 27, then you collapse, and then you end up right back at the base.
Yeah.
We are equipping the wizard bracelet there for the additional magic buff, and the ribbon to negate the status effects, because we still do use Aqualung on
Yes.
occasion,
We do.
but we do not obtain magic breath, which is the main damage dealer that is picked up in results.
I also Trancticate again, because those of you that know the boss coming up, Shizo, he has a final attack. That final attack is pretty powerful. So, definitely good to Trancticate there, otherwise you'll kill Shizo, and Shizo will kill you. And that's no fun for anyone.
No. Mm-hmm.
So, coming into the icicles, you saw me stealing on flat beats earlier and taking those flat beat fights. The reason being is TS bombs are much faster than slots here.
And can be used by any of your party members.
Yeah, there's no waiting for ATB. If you're waiting for ATBs, those bats can all attack. It takes a lot of time. The animation for TS bombs is pretty quick.
Catch you in a bit now. So you can tell when you're targeting the icicle with the TF bomb. Your little cursor moves when it's targeting the bat, because the bats are like doing this. But because the icicle is static, the hand then just doesn't move. So once the hand doesn't move, then you know that you're targeting the icicle, and then you can throw that TS bomb.
Right, so the icicle's defeated. Cross this. Get out of the second cave. Onto our third climb up Ayers Cliff. Can do this without warming up. I won't do because it's risky. I could have. And now we go into Shizo. Nicely done. So you'll see this final attack here will kill Cloud and Tifa. Kate survives by about 200 eggs because of that thing. Very important.
Yep. And because we've got the no encounter booster there, we don't have the issues with getting a random encounter and that having the boss flag like you would potentially on no sorts and no major skips. So those guys will generally, if their step route's a little bit off, force a fight before going onto that screen to mitigate that. We don't really care about anything to do with encounters because our encounters are turned off.
Yep. So coming up in this next section, we've got the Whirlwind Maze. So there are 3 whirlwinds to cross. This is another one of those very difficult situations. Doing it on ×3. They are possible, but they are quite difficult on ×3 speed. Obviously, I could be safe and turn ×3 off, but that wouldn't be showcasing this run like it should be. So, I'll take my chances, and we'll try and do them on triple speed. First one is easy, the second one is difficult, the third one I think is easy. So, that's one done.
So we're just using very specific timing, walking steps and such like to be able to get the timing correct to pass through.
Okay. So that was 3 stutter steps I did there. Basically, I just tapped walk 3 times and ran straight up. Make it straight through.
If you run into those whirlwinds, then you end up having to fight a kind of flat beatsy horsey thing that can do arrow 3 at you, and that will
Kill you instantly.
yes, you're not going to have a good day if you get arrowed.
No. See you later. Huge dollars.
Nice.
So, gonna have the third whirlwind in a minute. This one is a case of walk until the third green wave. Like that.
Easy.
3 for 3, nicely done. Right, I get my longest break of the entire 9-hour speedrun in a second. I will be utilising it. I will make sure that the controller is not in Janini Bean's hand. Because we are on PD pace. I will submit this TV. But it's a very long break when you're using turbo. 2 things here. Cloud shrugs. We talk to Seth. Cloud shrugs again. We talk to T, and my break begins. Just like that. Cola is on my seat. No, it's not because it was slow.
Yeah, you good. So yeah, we're just gonna watch Cloud have his little moment of crisis. He just doesn't really understand what's going on with his life anymore. I mean, do any of us know what's going on? I mean, I don't. I never know what's going on. That is a luxury that I cannot afford. Fine. So, we've given the black materia to Red 13 and told him to not give it to anyone. And Tifa has now just come up and said, "Oh look, come quickly! Bring me the black materia." Guy says, "Bring me the black materia," and Red goes, "Okay," but even though he's just promised not to give it to anyone, including him. So yeah. Cloud goes a little bit doolally and forgets which side he's on, basically. Should have mentioned flashing light warnings there. Apologies. I look at this and I wonder about you know, Sephiroth is basically just a torso. You know.
I want to know how he's supposed to be ripped.
Where's his legs gone? He skipped leg day, yeah. Okay, so Cloud has given Sephiroth that materia. And yeah, the world's gonna end. That is true. With a chest like that, who needs legs? I mean, if you're in Final Fantasy X-2 land, then you can just get Yuma to push you into the elevator. But, you know. Oh no, we've released the weapons! Guardians of the planet. We don't have an Aerith anymore, so we have no Planet Protector. Even though we never used Planet Protector anyway, because we didn't get her limit breaks. I believe they call that semantics.
I do like this break.
Yep.
Alrighty. Of course, we've now lost Cloud. Cloud has lost himself. And Tifa is going to have a very, very long sleep. Yeah, just a little bit. Well, we have a Kate Sith. As you've seen so far, Kate Sith slots is quite overpowered. That slots mechanic can indeed be used on all of the weapons. Ding! It's obligatory for me in any FF7 run. When Tifa says ding, I have to say ding.
Ding!
Right, I'm going to play this safe here. So if you move when the cutscene starts, you will get what I call dialogue locked for about 20 to 30 seconds. So the safest option here is don't move. If you don't land slots, you're dead. At the level we're at in this speedrun, yeah, you're dead. Certainly Emerald weapon will kill you instantly if you don't land slots. Thankfully, we have a thing called limit priority, so even if our ATB is bad, the limit should still go through. Should have got in front of them there. This is another one of those bits, a bit like the train, where for some reason it doesn't allow us to have ×3 speed. They are optional. I'm not fighting weapons in this speedrun now. Well, we will fight one of them. We have to fight Diamond Weapon and Ultimate Weapon once.
I was always disappointed that Kate Sith only refers to himself as Kate Sith #2 once, and that the name didn't change to Kate's number 2.
Yeah. That would have been good.
Mm. The weapons are there to protect the planet, and they will go ravage at anything that is in danger to the planet. So of course they hate Shinra.
Yeah.
The Shinra is extracting the life force from the planet.
Let's shoot it.
We don't understand it, let's shoot it in the face! Yes, do not stamp your sister race.
Yeah. Okay, so there is actually an FMV skip coming up that saves 2.5 minutes. About 2 minutes. Not overly difficult. Some runners, I won't name them, have struggled with this.
Yeah.
And that skip is coming up now. And I just turned turbo off. Very simple. We need to run down. I don't know if I got that. I did. I was very late with my run down then. So there's one screen, the second screen with the soldiers. We run down. And next screen, at a certain point, we have to change it to run and down left. Basically, Barrett can move during that cutscene. And somehow it allows us to zone into a different area, skipping the cutscene.
Oh, the cannon is blatantly aiming at Costa del Sol. I don't really know what they've got against cocktails with little umbrellas in, but
It's a beach, it's pleasant. Shinra doesn't want anything pleasant.
oh yeah.
Unless you're Hydra. Who somehow ends up absolutely swarmed by girls on the beach.
Girls love nerds now.
Let's quickly do the right sequence here to get out. That stops the gas, that one.
That must be it. That
Yeah.
must be what happened.
Absa. So, the unnamed but known to be named Sapphire weapon here decides to do the really smart thing and stick its face in front of a cannon. As I'm sure you can imagine, this ends well. Pop.
In the face.
So they might be there to protect the planet, but they're not particularly smart. Boom! Headshot.
But luckily, he did damage to the building before he took it to the face. And now Tifa can actually get out of the cell.
Yeah, perfect plotline.
Yeah.
That one is definitely dead.
Yes.
It just lost its head. Right, we lose the slap game, but as I am on turbo, we're gonna deck Scarlet.
Yes. He deserves it. Boah.
It is Sapphire Weapon. What did I call it?
Or what did I call it? I don't know. I'm just talking rubbish now, so don't mind me.
Oh no, I referred to it afterwards as Sapphire Weapon.
It's not actually referred to in the game as Sapphire Weapon, is it?
No. I believe it's the FF7 Ultimate that refers to it as Sapphire Weapon.
Which kind of makes sense when you think about Emerald and
I
Ruby.
almost bought the Japanese one, but decided my Japanese isn't good enough to... I should have bought it anyway, just for collector's sake. But... Can we now have a ship?
And Tifa is very, very excited that everyone's here. And then quickly realises that not everyone's here.
Not enough fruit.
And Red's like, oh, so you're saying we're not enough without him now? Thanks for that. Emeralds and rubies are both sapphires. They just have different minerals in them that changes the colour.
It's true.
Mm.
Right, this is the important shot. We need to end up on 4,000 to 4,399 gil. So, just buy... like that. I didn't buy a Phoenix Downs.
You did not.
Oh no, it is.
So, Cloud is kind of like drunk on something.
We don't talk about what's going on in the scene.
No. But essentially, where he fell into the live stream, he's kind of riding high a bit on Mako poisoning.
Well, well, well indeed.
Mm.
I couldn't possibly comment.
It'll be interesting to see what they do there in Remake. I mean,
Well, I mean, it's not going to be one fixed background screen.
That's
We'll have a little bit more flexibility with
Yeah.
camera angles, which might
Might
help a
help.
little bit.
yeah.
There are a couple of Monka TOS moments in FF7. 3 that I can think of. Going up the stairs, Tifa says something that I'd never say. Then that moment, and then during the live stream flashback, there is a guy doing something.
Yeah, I'm glad that they kept that.
Right, so first stop now in our huge materia quest is Fort Condor. In Fort Condor, we want to die. Which is why we have a specific gil range now. I'll be able to place 4 Tri-Stoners and delete them immediately. That'll leave us with no gil, which forces us into the boss fight. I will then use Aqualung on my party, because it won't game over us. It just gets out of this situation as quickly as possible.
You need to make sure that you talk to the guy downstairs before you start, otherwise you
Yeah.
can't initiate the minigame.
Made that mistake as well.
Yeah.
This. Then we fight the boss. And it's
Oh no! We died! Rip.
Now we go to Coral for the train event. the pre-tranquilizer for the weapon fight, because there is another skip coming up after the trains. Talk about it when we get there. Thankfully, you don't need to worry about falling down the tracks here. I'm so good at doing it.
Yeah, we already did.
Alright, so this is the first example of where we're not using slots. 2 soldiers. They'll die to Aqualung. Aqualung is faster and more reliable. So we just do. There's a few moments in this run, mainly soldiers, where we'll use Aqualung as opposed to slots. So Sid is like, I'm Sid, I'm not going to let them get away. Starts controlling the train. And he's like, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing.
What's the worst that happen? We'll just randomly pull levers until something happens.
Don't normally do this sometimes, through. Good reason. Quicker to do it like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't die to Aqualung, it takes a few.
Right, lovely, because the game over doesn't target single enemies, we can still use it on the 2 enemies there. Oh,
Bring it up a little bit. I did that again, let's do. Don't care about Red dying. He's alive again now.
yeah. See? Easy.
Easy. Next train's done. Well, one fight. But this is just an Aqualung fight. Whoa! Much quicker than slots. That's 420 gil. So we're going to stop the train, and then we have Coral Skip.
Yeah, we have no idea who.
This is another soft lockable skip, which will remove the some dialogue and the rest that we do, so I then don't need to re-tranquilize and things like that. Saves about 20 seconds done properly. But it's effectively just another paralysis dodge. Allows us to run off that screen whilst they're talking. Sort of like Sid did some weird movement. They actually fights against you to do that skip. Doesn't want you to do it.
And we don't know who the doggo is and what his story is, because we never went to the place. DLC. This is a DLC free run.
Oh, I'm turboing my way into hell there. Oh, you automatically ran out. Yep. I do know the game, honest.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, which characters have a story?
Well, we're about to get Cloud's backstory. The real one. Because we skipped the fake one.
We don't want no lies here.
That's why I tranquilize. No. You still have to chase him round, and that takes time.
So if you miss slots there, then you just wait it out.
Yeah.
He does another turn and then he flies off anyway. So that one is probably the one slot that
It
it's
doesn't
less
matter.
of an issue if you miss it.
Yeah. Obviously, it takes longer to wait for him to fly off by his own. So landing it is useful, but it's certainly not the end of the world.
Yeah.
He. I'm not sure after this one. I believe when you chase him around, you hit him with slots, he then flies straight to Cosmo Canyon. And I think he has 1 health. Yeah. So you have to go and find him. Then he flies to Cosmo Canyon straight away if you land slots again. You go to Cosmo Canyon, you hit him, he's dead. This is the sleepy part of the run. Back into the Trabia section in Final Fantasy VIII.
Oof, Trabia.
Hopefully we fly through this as quickly as possible. Really long. This is where we find out everything about Cloud is basically a lie.
I don't know why we continue to be his friend, bearing in mind that he's just lied to us for the last 2 hours.
Yep.
And the 7 days that Tifa was in a coma. It's another one of these areas where you can't zoom me through this.
Sadly not. Well, the first part we can.
So times 3 will be going on and off at various points. That's not us loopy controlling that, that's just the game.
See?
Yeah.
Otherwise, person,
And
Cloud.
we are going to be a creep and stare through Tifa's window.
Why not?
That's not what you do, guys. That's not on. Don't peek through girls' windows. They don't like it.
So coming up is the other Monka TOS moment. I'll leave you all to spot it.
Hmm.
But like, what are you doing?
Hmm. Oh, I feel very embarrassed now
Why?
from that Monk TOS moment.
Ah. Right.
So, Clay just kind of in the process of putting himself back together.
And I have another break, but I'm not going to. Just stretch. And we can find out the truth.
Hey, who's that weird dude with the dark hair? So from here, this is an auto scroll, so it's a 3 minute and 44-second break.
Yep. Sadly, we're times 3 off the entire time as well.
It was you. Quite funny when in this bit where he's still referred to as ex-soldy. Yeah, we've just determined that he was never actually in Soldier at all. So maybe there should be a way to rename him to ex-grunt. Because he's not a soldy, he's a grunt. Oh no, it's someone I know, let's hide! I'm such an embarrassment for everyone. It's quite interesting though, in the cutscene that we didn't actually watch because we skipped it, and I didn't kind of notice it the first few times I played this, but you can see in the Calm cutscene that he's not actually looking at Cloud Zack in Calm. He's actually off center, so looking at Cloud, but of course you assume that he's talking to Cloud. But yeah, and then go back and look at the DLC, then it is actually...
So speedrunners of other games, where you do major skips, do you then refer to the bit you've skipped as DLC? Or is it just us?
There's me that runs games that don't have these kind of skips in.
I'm assuming you're talking about Midgar skip. It is the easiest big skip in speedrunning, even more so when you're using turbo.
Mm.
Hold the analog stick, left analog stick, right whilst turboing. That is it. That saves a 15-minute section of the game. That is about 30 minutes away, which will be the last of the major skips.
We did it, we beat Sephiroth. That means the game's over now, right?
Yeah,
Wait,
I wish.
why are we still going?
I wish. Okay, so sleepy live stream bit done.
He's put himself back together again. We are ready to proceed.
And proceeding, anyone who has run no slots will know what's coming next. Not necessarily the biggest run killer in no slots, that would be Demon's Gate, but the boss coming up in no slots will kill you because he wants to, and there is no mitigation that you can do. In this route, it's still scary. Bad things can happen. The worst one that's happened if you mess up the slots is that you can end up combining all of your characters into a giant fat cake sip. The problem with that is you lose the ability to do limit breaks.
And Kariyama has a move where he can randomly pick up one of your party members and you can't control them anymore. And if Kariyama picks up your big fat cake,
That's game over.
it's a game over.
I have lost world record pace runs to that exact scenario. I can tell you now, it is heartbreaking. So, yeah, I'm still not keen on this fight. This fight can go wrong quite badly. You can safety save for it, but it will be in boosters probably a 3-minute time loss if you have to load that save. So I'm still debating in my head whether I'm going to save or not. Probably should, because marathon luck is grim. I'm wondering if there's another shot.
So Phoenix Downs.
Phoenix down. I think I'll just save this. It's too safe.
Yeah.
Lovely ATV.
So these guys are just weak sauce, so we're just aqualugging them. Going down into the underwater actor.
Yeah, the other risk, you see I tranked and put everyone in the back row before entering Junon. That is because Lapis Laser, the move Kariyama can do, will kill Cloud and Sid if we don't. And then, of course, the arm grab situation we were talking about. We've only got one character alive and we get arm grabbed, that's game over. So it just sort of mitigates that risk. Probably won't need this save. I hopefully won't need this save. But for the sake of a marathon, I think that's what it did not mean to run straight into him.
Yeah, so you can dodge that dude and then take this fight and the next fight together as pincer. That's the word I was looking for, thank you. Which does save a little bit of time because obviously you don't have to do fights.
Yeah. Probably about 6 seconds. You have to wait for ATV, so kind of balances out for the most part. This fight is really difficult to get in before them, and they have 3 attacks each. So we had bad ATV there. No way we were going to get that. We had attack 6 times first. Just unfortunate RNG.
Okay, so here is our huge materia.
Quite small.
It does look quite small there. So yeah, they are loading that onto a submarine.
And it's time for Kariyama, everybody's favourite coat hanger.
Okay, my clothes horse does not look like that at all. Nice.
Didn't even attack us. Flawless. It's worth mentioning that if I mess that timing up, there is a backup where you can buffer the reels using triangle to square, to slow them down.
I was going to mention that if and when you mess up slots.
It is a much slower way of doing it. It's something that I will try to avoid best I can. There is one fight later on where we have to use it. When Janina Bean explained slots mechanic earlier, talking about the first time you use it in a fight, the reels are always in the same place. If you have to use it more than once, reels are then randomised. So we can only do it by buffering. Oh, you idiot. Completely forgot cursor memory there. Well done.
Yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about the buffered slot side of things when we get into that fight.
Yeah, when we get to Hojo, it's got 3 phases, we have to use it 3 times. So 2 of them are sadly buffered. I'm back, I ain't got no regrets. Well, you're not fighting us because that's a slow fight.
Yeah.
And times 3 of this.
We don't do slow here.
Don't know what Cloud's doing, we don't ask.
He's having a bit of a boogie.
I'm sure.
Okay, so submarine minigame that we were talking about earlier. I am absolutely terrible at this minigame. So you go up, get to a certain speed, and then just
Like crazy.
bomb the crap out of it.
Are we going to be blessed by Emerald Weapon?
There is one thing that...
Yes, we are.
Hello, Emerald.
Hello, Emerald.
Goodbye, Emerald. So we need to go back into the submarine.
Yes, we do. We're going to fly there. You can't fly there.
You cannot fly
I
there.
would have flown over it and gone, I've forgotten this once. This is, those of you that run Final Fantasy VIII, there is a very important letter you have to collect. This is the equivalent of that. Have to come and collect this key.
I have not watched several runners get to the City of the Ancients and then figure out, you know, say, why is it working?
I have never done that.
No,
Honest.
no. Nor have any other FF7
Much
speedrunners
like
that I've
FF8,
watched.
if you forget the letter, it's one of those mistakes. You'll make it once.
Yeah.
You'll never make it again.
Except,
The time loss is horrific. I am going to Rocket.
yes.
Right, we're going to land on Rocket Town for swag points. Go. And we have another non-times 3 section.
What is Loopy's worst mistake ever?
Ooh.
Or,
Probably Fat Kate on carry armor, and then getting arm grabbed on world record pace.
besides signing up for this.
No, I'm glad to be here. I'm really, really thankful for the opportunity to do this. Boosters get quite a bad rap in the speedrun community. So it's nice to have the opportunity to do something like this and actually show off what's in the booster run. Because it's not just fly through it and kill everything instantly.
I would say stealing my world record off me,
Oh yeah, I did do that.
and then I stole it back
Yeah, you did.
in English.
Yeah.
But yeah. I am a vengeful person.
Yeah, pro tip everyone, don't steal your other half's world records. They tend to get quite annoyed with you.
Yeah. Good. I like it. Oh. Oh.
I saw.
The cheek. Yeah, I don't use freedom units.
Right, this guy we still use slots on even though he's a soldier. Purely because he's
He's a chunky
really
boy.
hard. He's got really high defense. But Aqualung is kind of useless. You can do it with items, with S9s, but... Me.
No, absolutely not. Um, my worst mistake. The other answer that Loopy could have given was picking up Final Fantasy X too, but I actually really enjoyed that as a speed run.
Oh yeah.
That's my worst mistake. Probably flying around the world map for 4.5 minutes, going, oh no! Yeah.
I think I know what your worst mistake is. Speedrunning mistake. It was another marathon,
Oh.
and Nini decided to run FF8 in French for the first time for this marathon, and there is a final party manipulation for the end boss in that game, which is different in French. That didn't go very well, and the final boss decided to wipe the party with no safety save there available.
Oh yeah,
In
that
marathon, dying in the last, it was about the last 10 seconds of the run was dead. It was very painful to watch.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. So yeah, if something can go wrong in a marathon, it generally will.
Yeah, I think we all know that. The viewers and the runners know this one. What makes marathons so much fun.
See, I'd forgotten about that. Because I've been deliberately trying to erase it from my memory for the last 4 months. So thanks, babe.
Right? Much like you'll never let me live down not getting the key to the ancients. Righty, some cutscenes and some more sleepy time now. We're going to go and see some DLC though, so brace yourselves for that.
Thanks.
We will return to space later,
Yes.
sadly. The same game. Is it this or is it all the same space? Ooh, good question.
What is the greatest thing I have ever? The sickeningly sweet is turning up to Twitch, but no. I'd say, yeah, just how I've managed to kind of. I'm terrible at video games. I'm absolutely terrible at video games, and yet I've been able to progress in a speed run environment, which is actually quite challenging. You know, like for people that don't actually do speed runs and just watch them, it's a completely different experience when you actually pick it up and start getting through, and you know, you bash your head on various bits, skips, fights, strategies and whatever, and then when it all clicks and you bring it together, it's when it all goes right, it just feels absolutely amazing. And yeah, I just never thought I'd be able to do something like that.
We'll do 7.
Hmm?
We'll do 7 more slots. Apparently we're not allowed music here.
No.
I did say it glitches out on HD console. It will come back. No worries, enjoy your lunch.
Yum. I've been snacking on chocolate cake.
Let's go to Cosmo Canyon.
Enjoy that look.
And we didn't land on the grass. Flag.
Hmm.
DLC time.
Right, this is a weird place that they seem to know us, but we don't know anything about it.
Yep.
So on the no slots, using the satellite dish that's spinning around, that's the other
Another thing.
place that you
You set
Set.
your
the lift or the stone, whichever one you didn't set in
Yeah.
Moon Village.
for final descent manipulation, which we are gonna vaguely do, but not in the same way. We're gonna exploit it by using a hard reset. Which will double up as a safety save. Not the best position for a safety save, but
So the interesting thing on HD console is that there is no such thing as a soft reset. So a lot of the strategies in PC, even though these are effectively PC ports, the strategies that involve soft resetting don't actually work because there is no such thing as a soft reset. So every time you do anything in the game that involves leaving it, it's a hard reset.
yeah.
Yeah, we need to level up our dudes.
Another fairly decent turbo brake here. Got to move one step. Not a complete brake, but
World's biggest natural TV screen.
three steps into that. Now a series of cutscenes, and we get to Diamond Weapon. Don't even have a Hojo split. Tell me that.
Oh look, it's a ghost!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this run's going pretty well so far, even though I've made a few kind of silly mistakes. But nothing dramatic has gone wrong. Nice.
Question is, how are you going to on this one?
Of course. Of course. You can't not omniswag in this game. It's the rules.
Again. More things that we've never learned, but just happens. Why not? There's our big cannon that had been displaced. Nearly just there. Moving right to their location.
Yes. Just to annoy Scarlet, we're going to call it the Mucker Can.
Mm. Right, Diamond Buckingham. So he's still
Yeah, he does. He moved
faster, but still.
like,
Yeah, so a nice touch on that. You know, you kind of, you get so more confident.
it doesn't impact the speed of the island at all.
No.
Or at the end of disc 2, when Sid pulls the levers that have been bugging you for a while, despite the fact you built this. Yeah, it still doesn't speed up the island. Something we have to do, it's not important to the run, but it's important as a human being.
Yeah.
Our Chocobo has been waiting here the whole time from doing time skip. Only had to let it free.
Yeah. Free the animals.
Now we just sit here and wait for it to open.
I mean, on times one, it's literally like, go get tea, no, chocolate cake. Yeah. Easy. Fortunately, another one of those times 3 lucky moments.
Was indeed quick. The beauty of doing slots.
Yeah, you miss a lot if you blink in this run.
Yeah, the stream does seem a little bit stuttery there. It's fine on my system here.
Yeah, don't blink. It's the only way.
Righty. So, someone mentioned a very different skip. Very, very hard skip that's coming up in a minute. So normally we'd have to return to Midgar. We're not going to do that. We're going to jump from Northern Cave to Fighting Hoja. To do this skip, you need to be mashing text, and when Reeve picks up his phone, you hold 1 and right. Or, given that analog stick is always run on FF7, you just hold right on the left analog stick whilst mashing text. Given I have turbo, I just need to hold right. That's it.
Super hard skip.
And it saves 15 minutes.
Yeah. We don't have to have anything to do with the Proud Cloud or
Right through the train tunnels.
yeah, no Turks.
Like you can walk.
Yes. But yeah, there's loads of stuff there and that's slow. We don't like slow, so we're going to do it the fast way.
Probably looking at about 257 for FF7, which is a pretty good pace.
Oh, that
Ooh.
breaks my heart.
That I can't do. Wouldn't be a trilogy run if I did.
That breaks my heart.
But hey, it's only going to be sort of 3 hours, 30 minutes long. And then it'll be FF9. FF8 is the longest. And FF9 is very short. Although FF9 is the one I'm probably going to be rustiest on.
as an FF8 runner, that breaks my heart. It does have a great soundtrack. And
Right.
who doesn't love Triple Triad?
Turbo on, and hold right. Well, look,
Easy!
here we are fighting Hojo. Easiest skip ever. So this is the fight where I have to do buffered slots twice, because the reels aren't the same, and you do them the second time, or third time. So we can do it as normal. This, you're going to have to buffer.
So what we've been is Preston Square, which yep, definitely. So that causes the reels at the point that they are. So then what we do is by memorising the order that each of the reels is set at, you can then slow it down, inch up and bend it to be at that case of fence. Avoiding the three giant moves because that's how we get the big back kick that we were talking about earlier on the carry armor. That really slows things down. Eliza.
It's the stream. If it's the game music, that's the game. The lag on the stream is not my end.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting pretty bad. Yeah, we are on 0.0 drop frames here. Connection's stable, so it's the restream or switch, one or the other. There with the guys behind the scenes. There's always lots going on behind the scenes with these events, trying to maintain the runners, the schedule, the tech issues that come about. I'm sure they'll suss it out.
Everyone's here except Vincent and YouTube.
Good turbo breakers, actually, when I hadn't thought of that. Quite fun. Good turbo. Sounds like the mics are underwater.
Has that been the entire time, Rowan, or is it just recently kind of changed?
And only equivalent. So it's not on my end, but appreciate you persevering with it and appreciate the work behind the scenes to try and fix it.
Please bear with us, guys.
Hopefully for the next 6 hours. Right, and with Geronimo, that is the end of disc 2.
We are zooming into disc
I'm
3.
saving here. We're actually going to hard reset here. This is a poor man's version of final descent manipulation. Relies on you having good movement, but it should mean we get a 2 encounter final descent if I've done it properly.
Three or maybe 4 if movement is problematic.
Also a good safety save there, because you can die in the final fights. It has happened to me recently as well. I know I could pick up the save crystal.
So one of the differences on this version of the game is that the glitch that allows you to place a save crystal at the top of when the party splits off to get that paralysis dodge, that has been patched in this version of the game. So unless you're actually going to use the save crystal to save, there is no benefit on HD console. So sending everybody right with the exception of our 3 party members, who are going to come with us left, and then we are going to go down, down, and down.
Didn't mean to do that. That will have an impact on 20%.
Yep.
Probably looking at 3 now.
So each of these screens where we can see like the background is kind of moving, the orangey is advancing there.
Indeed. Okay,
Let's
Modi.
Modi!
Time for the final descent. Hopefully, not more than 3. More than 3 is pretty bad. Obviously, we're just going to run away from all of them. Also, this is another area where, yikes,
That's a good
pretty
start.
And these fights are notoriously difficult to run away from as well.
The Iron Giants especially are very, very difficult.
Oops.
2. And another Iron Giant, thank you.
That wasn't too bad.
Great.
3rd.
Hopefully that's the last one. Oh, nice crit.
Terrible escape. 4. Yeah.
When you went the wrong way on that screen, I thought that
Yeah.
that might be a fall.
Okay. Did we get all the materia and max them out?
Unfortunately not.
true hundo. Yeah, we are losing time. And that is Genova. Spat. There won't be much time between games, as it's a continuous timer. Hey, leave my FF8 alone. I would request the stream doesn't get interrupted because we are currently 4 minutes ahead of PB. So I fully intend to submit this if we remain on that pace.
So once we have done the Omni Slash that we've never learnt on Sephiroth, the final hit, he'll come down and do a downward swing. That's the final hit on Sephiroth. So that will be when FF7 finishes.
And we start FF8.
And we go into FF8.
I have to completely change my mindset into FF8 mode in the space of about 30 seconds plus 3 minutes 21 for the opening cutscene.
And remembering to change the language.
I won't forget the language. So that's going to be one thing that some people don't mind, some people do. We will be running FF8 in Japanese because it's significantly faster on HD console.
There are some fairly fundamental differences between the Japanese version on HD console and English. Let's go!
Let's go! I know other runners of this category are probably going to be a little annoyed that we're going to sub 3 this because they've been grinding for a long time to get sub 3, and so far only 3 people have done a sub 3 hour run of this category. One more slots.
Yep.
Oh my god. So close.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Is it? So this is the second time in however many runs I've done of this category over the last 2 years that I haven't missed slots, like the unbuffered slots, once. That's only ever happened on one run in my entire history of speedrunning this game. We didn't miss a single one for this, so marathon luck isn't always bad. Perfect slots run. From here, we turbo until the last hit. The controller is down. Stream seems a little bit more stable now, which is good. Hopefully it stays that way. But yeah, 258XX is pretty nice. It's not a bad start. So my FF7 on my Trilogy PB is 302.38. So we're a good chunk ahead of where I've been before in this situation. But we do have 8 and 9 to get through yet. Lots could happen.
On this line. And that's FF7. If only it was always that fast, right?
Yeah, so 1 game down, 2 to go. And we are off. Okay. Cool. Break for 3 minutes, and we'll take this.
So FF8, obviously, a bit more knowledgeable about this one. Yeah. He went in the closet to hide his love of this opening cutscene. There's a bit of a running joke here about our love for this opening FMV. When you've watched it a couple of 100 times, it does get a little bit repetitive. But, yeah. Yeah. Yep, so these have the same 3 boosters that we saw in Final Fantasy VII that you can see on the side there. The God mode again gives you instant limit breaks and heals you back up to full HP, but doesn't change your HP. Your no encounters is the second one, and then your ×3 there at the bottom. So these are basically well. So yeah, we will be utilising those. Oh.
Ah. Okay, big thing I need to remember here is that I don't need to hold a button to run. If I hold a button to run, I'll walk and lose time.
Yes. Right, so with Final Fantasy that are available with not just also categories. That you obtain crystals